Hi and welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today's video is all about the Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil system. In that top right hand corner right now, you're going to see a link to the comparison video we did between the Spellbinders and the Gemini hot foil machines. Now, I kind of gave my pros and cons to each machine, and I said I would do a video on each one, so whichever one you chose, you would know how to use them. And in this one, we're going to be using the Spellbinders machine. So I have already plugged my machine in. When it comes, there is an area in the bottom of your plate here where your cable can be stored. The Gemini doesn't have this, but that is in the Spellbinders. So you're going to plug that figure of 8 lead in the back here, and then you're going to flick that switch. When you turn it on, you're going to have a red top power button here, and these two buttons are going to be blank, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the machine to heat up. And then that middle button is platform ready. It says, it's really tiny writing. It goes green. Mine has just flicked on green. One thing I don't like is it doesn't beep at you. I really wish it would just beep and then I would know that it's ready to go. Now in the box, you get 2 rolls of foil. You of course get your platform and your cable. You've got your instruction booklet. You have 2 of the foiling dies included. The Noel down the front here is one that I have bought. There's lots and lots of dies available. And the wonderful Paul Antonio has designed some amazing calligraphy dies that go with this Glimmer foiling machine. You have 2 different plates that go in the machine that come in the box as well. You have your silicone pad, your magnetic tweezers. This is the box that it comes in as well. Lots of ideas and things on there as well. And today I'm going to be working with this snowman die. This is a special die for the hot foil plate. So this doesn't have any cut lines on it. These are all solid areas. None of them are cut lines. And that is what was going to make the foil stick to our cardstock. So the first thing we're going to do is pop it down in the middle of our plate. And we're going to touch that button. And our timer starts going and it flashes. We're going to wait until that goes steady, and then we're going to start the foiling process. So now my light is solid on the timer. That means my die has been on here long enough to heat up. And I've pre-cut some of the foil that comes in your kit. You get silver and a copper in with the hot foil system with Spellbinders. Now, as I mentioned in the other video, this is not the same as any other foil you might have with laminators or the Mink systems or the thermoware foils, which is kind of a little bit disappointing because lots of us already have those. We're going to place it right side down so that shiny side goes against your die and the matte side is facing up. When you pop it on your die, you're going to see it shrivels just a little bit. Don't worry about that. That's absolutely fine. Then you're going to pop your cardstock on top of that. Now, your instruction guide is going to give you a little chart in here on this page, and it tells you when you use your thick shims, when you use your glimmer spacer pads, and when you use your cutting pads. Now, one thing I did find is when you use cardstock, it says that you don't need to use the thin shim. I've always had to use the thin shim, otherwise it hasn't worked. So I don't know if that's a misprint or whether it's something to do with the thickness of cardstock I use. I use 110 pound Neenah Solar White. Now it does have a nice handle at this end, so what I like to do is you're just going to use your thumb to just leverage against that base and just pull it out. All your lights will go out, you pop your pieces on top of that, and then we're going to pop it into our Spellbinders die cutting machine. And so this is the platinum, and it's just in that beautiful Jane Davenport piece. So I'm going to wind this through my machine, and when you watch any of the Spellbinders videos, what they'll tell you to do is wind until you can feel that you've got that foiling die all the way through the roller, and then you're going to wind it back towards yourself. And that also means you don't have to grip onto it when it's too hot. And it means that I can pick up this nice handle again and I can just pop it back onto here. You do not need to plug it back into that heating element up here. You can pick up your spacer pads and everything really easily like this, and we'll unveil that in a second. Now we're going to use our magnetic tweezers to pick up our die, really simple like that, and we're going to pop it onto our silicone mat to cool down. And I'm going to turn my machine off because I'm not going to do anything else with it for the moment, and I can pop that to the side. So let's bring back in our piece here. And so you can see this was the piece that we put in. And I should also mention I cut these corners off This is one of the manufacturer's suggestions, so that's what I did. And I've never had any issues since I've done that. And then all you're going to do is peel that back. And now you can see I have my beautiful foiled Warm Winter Wishes snowman. So that was super, super easy. How easy was that to do? So I love that. And I also have at the front some samples that you can see. So this is where I did it on some Clearly for Art Wendy Vecchi's pieces here. This one probably needs a little bit more heating, but this is the snowman I did on cardstock. This one worked out really well. And then what I did was I used this piece that was left over. I heated this, added in a couple of cardstock shims and run it through my die cutting machine. And I used that reverse piece, but I just didn't chop those corners off. And then I ended up with the reverse. So I can use my waste to make something just as pretty. And then I did exactly the same for these two cards, but I did it on heat resistant acetate. So this was the main foiling snowman, and then this was that resist piece as well. So you can see there how you can make some really beautiful cards. And then I just added some gems and things for extra decoration. And my little guy fell over, but I can then use that excuse to just show you how pretty that resist piece came out there. So you can see, really, really beautiful. And then I matted that on some glitter cardstock and on some purple matte foiled cardstock to really bring out those pieces on there as well. So really, really easy to use. As I say, it's not my preference. I actually prefer using the Gemini foil press, which is going to be in another video. Again, you can check out that link in that top right hand corner of how to use that. Just because the Gemini is my die cutting machine of choice, I did buy a Spellbinders machine just to try this one out, but it was a great excuse. And Hannah was thrilled to be able to take this one home in the teal to match her craft room. But it is a great machine and I love the concept of being able to use it. All of those links and everything you need is in that description below for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for all of the other gift guide videos we have coming for you. Plus, of course, lots of tips, tricks, and tutorials coming your way this year and in 2019. Plus, Hedgehog Hollow is going to be the official media partner of Creativation 2019. So you'll be able to see all of the news first for Creativation. And then also, don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. I will see you again very soon. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.